Thank you, everybody, guys. We made a decision after hearing you, after analyze your proposals, after hear your imagination on the business plans. So we have a decision, and I'm in charge to make the recommendations for one of the teams, the first team. I wanted to say you just for, for your knowledge that in the first case, the team from Puebla and the second team, I know that it's almost the same situation. We have to start to think in a business plan since the year. We are not yet in Mars. We're expecting to be in Mars in 30, 40, 50 years. I don't know exactly how much years. But we need to be clear on that. So this is very important. Luis tells something very important. We have to learn from this. That's great. It's good to know that. But we have to be sure that we are still. Okay? So once I said that, I want to give those recommendations. It's the 49. Juan Carlos Reyes Valls. María de la Lourdes Sánchez.
So the photos are easier and Juan Manuel Rivera, María. You don't have María here?
No.
Oh, she's on video. Is this the video?
Okay. It's you?
Okay, and these are the recognitions for Team Level C. Alicia Muniz Jimenez. Carolina Rosa Salatriste. And Juan Francisco Zamora Moreno. Thank you for all your enthusiasm and for being with your feet on Earth before thinking going to Mars.
Thank you.
And with, for this team, first of all, I want to congratulate you because for me it's not easy to see when I'm at the end working together. But it's, for me, I'm too glad to see you working together. I don't know in which campus are you studying, but it's really good to see you. And let me congratulate you a lot because your business model is great. Personally, I give advice for many enterprises in the ecosystem of space affairs. So it's a very good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
The recommendations for Cuba team, Regina de Horta. And Axel Raúl Cuellar.
Solo podemos tomar un acuerdo contigo que te escapaste un poco.
Photos with the judges?
I already took one, but
With this.
with
Yes,
the
No, with the teams.
Oh, no.
We need to move so that the light is not reflecting on them, right? So we come forward.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué hicieron?
So the light is on the faces. And
¿Qué hicieron? Me están alegando de que por qué se pide proyectos. Ah, pero eso.
Yeah.
Okay. We're looking to that camera.
Another one. Can I have one of this?
Okay. So we will proceed now to the second presentation,
Hay un video por error.
and then after the presentation, we will announce the winner. Woo!
Gracias, jóvenes.
We will use the Carlos Palito from Aeroméxico, and we also use Space Talk.
I want to thank you for the invitation here. It's my pleasure to have a nice campus here. And, thank you for the space agency. Frequently we're trying to make things together, make things happen. And I'm going to speak to you a little bit about what I'm doing with several teams to aim for Mars, how this is not just for getting into Mars, because this also takes a lot of benefits for Earth. We were asking when we were creating the Mexican Space Agency, we were not composed asking for money for a little bit of budget for making our space agency. And they told us, the very first thing that they told us is, why do you want money to play with rockets? You need money to buy babies and corn and milk for people. We were like, well, this will take benefits along the employment. This will take a lot of benefits to our, that's why I decided, when I was invited to come here as a judge, when I decided to just come here and try to give you something in turn to really good work. I congratulate you, congratulate the teams, because you have a really nice ideas and a really So a little bit of me, I'm a medical doctor. I graduated from the Pumas University, so I'm from Iran, not quite doctor. Went to the School of Aerospace Medicine, the NASA sponsored the School of Aerospace Medicine, Rice University, that's in Ohio. Anyone who knows a little bit of aviation, Dayton is the city where the Wright brothers were born. So everything in the city is related to aviation, even the size of the direction of the Swiss, they have one of the biggest Air Force bases is dedicated for research in aerospace. So I had the chance to be there, and then when I made my rotation in space medicine, I went to Kennedy Space Center. I worked a lot with the special missions and experiments that were
we were all the ongoing experiments including having a space center. Of course, when the show nations ended, I had to decide which side to move. Besides that, I have been developing my pilot career. I'm one of the few certain types that means we make both things at the same time, introductions for medical doctors and pilots. Most of them are employed by the army forces. We don't work. Let's see, the engineers, they create really good things. Right? Sometimes they forget that a human has to be sitting there and has to operate and fly that machine. So we are the interaction and we're the gap between them. They use us a lot for human factors and they study us a lot as well. Also the factories, the vision factories, when they have private airplanes, and these irrigating in the White Fires and Air Force Base used to be a hangar 18. So they used to say that we had their like extraterrestrial ships and everything. It was just prototypes of airplanes, and we were supposed to be flying them just to test whatever they were doing. I'm a captain, and I took the flight commander training over Mexico. I used to fly the 787 as a senior first officer. I used to fly the Dreamliner for 5 years. It was one of the guinea pigs. So the very first was to fly to Asia. It was really interesting to be flying a computer. And as a computer, we have to learn again how to use it. I just graduated from the Scientist Astronaut Program, ASUCQ. That's a program that is beginning to study the upper mass. I'm going to speak to you a little bit about that. And it's a suborbital flight. So we hope to have again a ship to go suborbital again. The very last one, we had an accident there. We're continuing to use that. Mars Academy USA, I'm a board member now. The last mission that we had was the second mission just for doctors, just for medical doctors. But we had a lot of missions that involves engineers and some other professions are working with space. And I'm mission commander for those missions, and it was nice to have a mission just full of doctors, but of course, in the real missions, we have to work a lot with engineers and with psychologists and physicists and biologists, artists as well, because we need art in space as well. We need to consider that. Science and art, we would separate. We need to put them together again so that people can approach to us and talk about that.
Thanks.
is how the space shuttle used to fly. It's in the museums after 2011. So our only options to get into space now is the Chinese capsule, the Russian capsule, or the gravity capsule with SpaceX. It has been tested, SpaceX has been testing that, but they haven't been finding things. We also have the Orion, that's also been tested, but we hope that we haven't get humans. Space shuttle was made for Earth orbit. So we want to go back to the moon and then go to Mars, or maybe go direct to Mars. We're just trying to figure out how. It depends on the country, depends on whether it's going to happen. I believe that everything's going to be made together in many countries. You need a lot of money to go to Mars. So maybe not just one country will aim it. But we're studying a lot about how people is going to work together, different nationalities, different religions, different political beliefs, different ages, different sexes, different sexual preferences. So we're going to be together there, and how are we going to work together? So that in the business arena and the captive research management, nowadays called green research management, that there's a lot of things now happening in the aerospace industry that we're trying to put them on the speed up into the business industry. How all these transnational companies can work together without fighting together. And there was one mission that I was involved in Bologna. We were simulating in Poland. We were simulating space mission to Mars. And we had people in 30 different countries. And we were used to work to each other. That's from generation to generation is changing. We're beginning to be global. But you're still facing some challenges that sometimes it's like, I like to take a shower maybe 2 times a day. But there's people that they just not used to that. And that if that interferes with me, with my work, that will begin inside myself to shape little tools that people like, hey, and you have to take a shower this week or something like that. We sleep together, everyone sleeps in the same room. So confinement, when you're confined, when you are in isolation, you might go towards the primary mode, towards the primary mode. Okay? So if you have like a partner or a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and if they don't scratch your skull, or squeeze a teeth or something like that, they don't like you. You're not going to see the flesh monkey, so they so much. So this is how this was showing us how curiosity got so he was showing us parts of things that should be
feel the atmosphere as we go in here. It's reporting that we're seeing G's on the order of 11, 12, or 8. Why not any to come out? We should have started to flow around 1.7. Ready to display. We are decelerating. Please don't touch that separating that we're on the ground space. We're down to 90 meters per second at an altitude of 6.5 kilometers per second. Standing by for that separation. We are in our flight. We're down to 6.5 meters per second. Standing by for that. Stagnation starts. Strong.
So they got more. They got 30 years. just rolling around. That was really, really nice. Somebody in the team just spoke about Mars composition. The problem is that there's not a lot of oxygen there. And the atmospheric pressure, the atmosphere is really, really, really light. So we don't have a lot of atmospheric pressure. Human beings, in order to be living around, it's like when you open the soda, you know, you open the pressure from the inside, it equalizes to the outside one, and it will bubble. So that will happen with our body. You don't have atmospheric pressure. Okay, so when we fly about 68,000 feet, that's the Armstrong run. It's not because of the Armstrong, it's because of a scientist, because his last name was Armstrong. And if you fly above that, you have to fly the pressure suits. Okay, so we have to take our own hyperbaric chamber with us. Okay, so you may name it the pumpkin suit or the final temperature suit or whatever you want to call it. Or Halloween is really nice because it's orange, not because a lot of the manager is saying that. It's orange because in case of a search and rescue, we can find you really fast. Okay? That's why it's not because it's fancy. So in order to avoid that, we need to have an atmosphere of Mars. So we want to be there without the pressure suit. So that's one of the challenges that we have. There are challenges that when you move in a pressure suit, you're moving in a closed environment and you're moving against pressure, against forces. So when I was testing one of those suits, I had one of my nails, just for now. Then there's a lot of bone and joint lesions in the knees, on the joints, on the fingers, in the joints of the fingers. Also, there are some injuries there. So we're still trying to develop a lot about that. So here's the topic that you may want to work with. And working in a spacesuit is not easy. It's like you're in a closed environment. So if you are not fit and you don't have a lot of resistance, you will begin to sweat. You will begin to breathe really fast. So you will end up consuming the oxygen that you have in the bag. And you will be also fit. And at that time, you will be fatigued. You will have heat stroke. So you need to be conditioned. So that's why we train a lot of those suits. We already have robotic missions. Robots are telling us a lot of things. One day I was at the Polytechnic University, in the Polytechnic Institute, and then the doctor, he was PhD in oil exploration. And he told me, because we're supposed to live on the very first stages under the Mars surface. And he told me, have you thought about how are you going to drill the Mars surface? And I was like, well, I'm the doctor, so I don't know what, like that's an idea. But that's true, you do that with drilling, but if you drill the soil, you can find a lot of stuff. I mean, you can find a bubble of methane. You are not. You can blow all the planet, baby. So you need to be careful with that. We know that they may be simple life around, simple life forms, but of course we plan space missions. They will answer really deep questions that we see happen around. We put in a map, in a plane map, Mars, the surface that has been researched by the robots is really, really small. It's very, very small. We need to go to more places and see what happens. I'm waiting for this. That's the size of a virtual game, the size of a Volkswagen, the size of a Beetle. It's huge. I mean, you have some really nice lab here. One of the things that we have found is that Mars soil, if you want to put some seeds, because we need to make food, harvest all the vegetables and everything else, Mars soil doesn't have a lot of compounds that we need in Earth, like sulfur, phosphorus, nitrogen, oxygen. So we need to know really good the Mars surface in order to know which kind of seeds we can grow. So far, there are only like one or maybe two, and then they grow a lot. So we may need to take Earth bird soil, but how much? So one of the options here is to use some of our own waste to make, put something there that to put the seeds inside. So we're working on that already. There's a lot happening in the human body when we go outside. There's gravity. So on the way to Mars, we're going to be almost in zero gravity. Mars, 1/3 of zero gravity. So our body is not made for that. Our fluids will shift from our legs and our abdomen to the breast and the head. So it's like standing, with the feet up. So all the pressure goes up. And then we have sensors in the neck arteries. Those are pressure sensors. They will send a signal that there's a lot of pressure in the neck, in the head. So they will send a signal to the kidneys. So the kidneys start to pee a lot of volume there. So we will lose about 1.5 liters of water. That's blood. In our body, because we will not need any more. But when we go back to gravity, we approach to Mars, and there's gravity pulling us. That blood goes towards our legs again. And it's like when you stand up from the bed really fast. And then you feel like something's happening. Okay, so you need to pump some water to the tank, So that's how it feels. So they have to take a tank full of potassium and full of electrolytes in order to have a pre-charge. And we need to use special trousers, garments, the anti-G garments. So this is like some pants that they inflate. They prevent your blood going down. We need to still not have the perfect one. There are some passive ones, like the ones that we use for the gym, that they are really tight. And you put them, that hopefully works. But there are another ones that they activate with their craft systems, and then they inflate when it senses some gravity. So there's also another area. This is how we do We want to go outside from air gravity, we accelerate fast. Zero, the Mach 1 is sound speed, 0 to Mach 24 in less than 90 seconds. We need a lot of power, a lot of thrust to do that. So imagine we're sitting upwards there. So the G gravity is pulling us on the axis that goes across the thorax. That's not an issue. An issue will be when you're standing up, okay? So when the gravity pulls from your base towards your feet. So what will happen when they go to Mars? And if they want to come back, okay? They want, get out from Mars, pull some gravity there after being maybe 1 year with some kind of lack of gravity. So we're creating the G forces. So what happens when you sit down in a centrifuge for training? Okay, so I'm going to show you a video of one of these students sitting in one of these gondolas that were doing the centrifuge training. And then you have to take a breath and make it cook. So we take a deep breath, push, tight all your muscles, and make like 3 seconds. Just 3 seconds. And then take her again and again. It's not easy. And if you don't do it really in the correct way, you will have a gravity loss of consciousness. So low flow will stop at the eye first, and then at 0.3 to 0.7 Gs, it will stop the flow towards the brain. So the eye is the warning. So thing number one is colors. We lost vision color vision. And then number two is the brightness. So you see the light at the end of the tunnel. And after that, it changes. Okay?
Right?
This is the kilos. Heart rate. Start rate.
Record. 3, 2, 1, engage.
This is the juice of the gravity.
Deep breath. Your top 3, 1, 2, 3. Drop your shoulder. 3, 1, 2, 3. Squeeze the leg, squeeze the butt. Hey, breathe, keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing. Are you there? Are you
You have
done?
a little bit of seizures there.
Are you done?
Your brain is missing oxygen. The brain sees.
Go back.
Right? Maybe
GI.
a little bit. This was a 9G. Really
The
good.
eye?
Okay.
I feel. Moving here.
Human body is
Moving.
rated for 4.5.
One thing is that the
So
water.
when they hire us, when they make, these roller coasters, these or La Feria, or whatever, so they get the engineers and they say, we're gonna make huge stuff. Yeah, they're gonna paint. So they hire their instructors and say like, hey, please make math about how many G's are you guys gonna stand. So I'm gonna show you 5 G's. So this is like how we train in actual life training. 5 G's, neurology super protection, okay? So you have to be pulling on. Sometimes this is like a water color, okay? So if you want to shorten that, you need to go backwards, backwards a little bit, or just put your chin towards your thorax, so you will shorten that color. You will have more pressure, okay?
Wow.
Thank you. Okay, so if you want to, you have to develop technology for that, okay? Cube and things. Okay? Those are, then how do we test stuff when we want to put it in space? We use a zero gravity testing beds, the zero G airplanes or the bombing comet, however you want to put them. On the vertical side, so you have now it's 23 to 28 parabolas, like these columns 28 times. If you're doing a really fine experiment, like a medical experiment, that needs really precise measures and G's, we want to use really small airplanes. So in Japan, we use a Mitsubishi airplane from Nagoya Air Force Base. So we take them from there and we use this little airplane. And they can just make these parabolas every time that we need it. But when we need to fix stuff, to connect stuff, we're just flying this. Okay. There are bigger airplanes, like the Europeans, they have the Zero G1. It's an Airbus 300. It's a huge airplane. It's divided by nets on the passenger compartment. And then you will be flying amazingly on the back and testing robots or testing wherever you want. But because there are a lot of experiments running there, then we just hit one and another and another and another. So if your experiment is not ready, you're trying to make, I was in a 727, and about 727 trying to make that sort of simulation, and the kid flew, and we were like, all right, so let's go into the next one. We were trying to type the to put the peak somehow, to tighten to the peaks with something, and then the next problem came. Okay, so it was not really easy. Very difficult for the inside to the outside. It was messed up. You can have redive a little bit, have 2 to 4 G spool, and then you have up to 1 minute and a half zero gravity. And then you go down again, 2 to 4 G spool, and then you stabilize and then make an pattern. We have it also when I was writing the medical laws or the medical, the space agency has to follow the medical side. There's a proposal there since the beginning of the space agency about having a surgery airplane here in our country. So we have a lot of universities dedicated for aerospace engineering. So maybe you just want to reinforce and to reconnect one of the airplanes. Of course, the material fatigue is an issue there. But well, there's the option for us to have a tested that verify your experience. We're planning to put the tube to somebody's project. Okay? This is the various CPR space. They're playing the virtual reality. Okay? These guys are having fun. This guy is a structure, okay? So don't believe that he's anti-money. He's a structure. So we have to be structured there every time. If you want to do CPR in space, there's an issue because in space, when you push somebody, they will continue living. Hopefully, you start with a wall, smacking the wall. Yeah, there's no friction. Okay? So everything that moves will continue living. It was an issue, but right now, we have like a piston that we can strap to somebody's chest, and it will pump, and it will make a perfect CPR. And we're testing that now in these kind of ships. Anesthesia. Anesthesia is one of the issues that is preventing us to get to another planet. How about if you need to make a surgery on somebody? If you put anesthesia in the spine, because of the fluid shape, the anesthesia will go directly to the brain. And you die. If we make intravenous anesthesia, the problem there is that the drugs, they don't move like the air. They change the composition, they change the movement in the pharmacology and the pharmacodynamics. So it's not an option. Inhaled anesthesia is better, but the problem is that this is a confined atmosphere. In space, it's not an atmosphere. It's a simulated atmosphere. It's not, we don't have wind. So if you're breathing, your carbon monoxide stays here. And then you will breathe it. That happens when you work like in a tank. The divers, when they are working in tanks, they may die because of high voltage gas. So we need extractors or we need ventilators to do that. The problem with inhaled anesthesia is we don't want that gas just hanging around there and everybody So anesthesia machine is something like this big. And there's the inventor, Yuki. He found how to make a pulmonary ventilator with a 3D printed device. So 3D printing, it stops where your manipulation stops, okay? A 3D printed device, this is the very first medical functional 3D printed device. It is the first medical functional device, 3D printed device that is in space. So we tested how it will work in space. You have lots of options with 3D printing. You can print a house, you can print, imagine Apollo 13. Okay? They have 3D printed there. Oh, I'm missing this piece. Okay, let me see what they do there. Sir, okay, I will print it. Half an hour then. Okay. Problem fixed. All right. So there's a printer in the International Space Station. And there's a printer also in every capacity. That's now also in every disaster truck disaster management truck, there's a 3D printer inside, because we can print whatever you want. Okay. Whatever. Okay. So it doesn't look that fancy because the airplane is small. But you can see the bubbles. This is liquid. This is water, so I'm not taking the anesthesia. Okay. And here we have the artificial one. And we have a machine that we use in surgery rooms to measure how much anesthesia gas we have inside. And of course, it was a full protocol with that because these guys have to be in oxygen masks because of anesthesia weak. They don't want to pilot the plane, okay? 1 year ago, almost 2 years now, it was printed in the ISS already. And they have been trying to make some tests with it, of course not with anesthesia, it could be use something like anesthesia out there. We have a lot of knowledge about what will happen and how we will manage medical emergency on Earth's orbit. And if there's something really critical, you jump into the other Soyuz capsule that is there, in 4 hours, the ballistic vehicles, you will be in Kazakhstan. And you will be air transferred to a fancy hospital, okay? So what will happen if you're next to the point of no return, okay? I mean, and you feel alone. Or you have kidney stone, or you have appendicitis, what will happen then? So we're having a lot of discussions about maybe we will send them without appendix, without the gallbladder, without fingernails. But it has to, we need to figure that. We're using 3D printing for medical tools as well. And we're testing them in these simulated analog missions in the desert, in Antarctica. You need something, you just go and print it and use it. This is used for when you have a bleeding artery or a bleeding vein, you just open it and you have to clamp it. So this is used for that, and it's 3D printed. But you can make as much models as you want there. So there's a piece of option. You can print whatever you want, and if you don't like it, you just melt it. You make this spaghetti again, and then you just go again and put it in the printer. And this is common. This is one doctor. This guy had a knee injury, and he has his surgery under his skin. There is a biosensor there that transmits glucose, heart rate, the blood oxygen concentration, electrolytes, transmits a lot of stuff. We have Bluetooth towards your bracelet, because the moon base to the finest hospital in America. Okay? So this technology is there already. Okay? You can be a diabetic, you can have that under your skin. Of course, it's still kind of expensive, but it's going there. You know, as time goes, it will be cheaper. And then it will send the signal if your glucose is really high to your cell phone, and then for your cell phone to your doctor. Okay? Then your doctor assistant will call and say, hey, don't forget your insulin. And then, oh, sorry. They push a lot of insulin in your body, and then the glucose goes down to a really critical level. So it will not call your doctor, it will call 911, then an ambulance will run and help you. It's there. Technology is there. We just need to use this basic technology. So the man flight to Mars, we are trying to get people back, okay? They may stay there again, if you don't aim to have them back. But the mission for now is to put them there for 6 months, maybe a year, and then put them back. That would be our first stuff. Radiation is one of the issues. The Earth has the Van Allen rings. They protect us from heavy solar particles, as well as cosmic radiation. We will have to travel outside the analysis. So you will have to develop, I don't know, probably somebody said, who will put a spaceship with banana rings? Okay, great. I hope you have the energy source for that, you know, atomic source or I don't know, anti-atomic, whatever they use in the future. The other thing is the food. And if the humans, you know, imagine a monkey, okay? So there's the chimp, and you're feeding him with protein, with pudding proteins into a toothpaste tube. The monkey will get depressed, okay? If you feed him with really fancy stuff, well looking, well tasting, they will continue what we believe. Okay? Try to do that to a dog. Okay, the dog will say like, yeah, really? This again? You're my bone, the child. Okay? So what about humans? So we need beef, we need vegetables, we need protein, we need vitamins, and we need drugs. We need in case of an emergency, we need drugs. Drugs, they didn't last forever. They have day, a few days. So maybe we take some Aztec plants, okay, some Mexican plants, some Mexican ancient medicine plants, about developing maybe some pharmacology there related to that. Chinese medicine is also helping us a lot there. You have to improvise. You cannot have I wish to have an emergency room in the ship. But engineers then will come and say, doctor, there's no space in space. There's trauma kit, that's it. So this is planned. We will be traveling at cruise with inhaled anesthesia. Some cables attached to your body with electrodes to stimulate your muscles. Because you're not using your muscles, so you have muscle output. Okay, and that protein is going into your body, and then that protein damages the kidneys. And also, when you even move your muscles, the calcium from your bones, it will get into your bloodstream, and then it will get filtered by the kidneys, and then you will have calcium stones there. And then you will be peeing, and you will be like, there's a calcium stone. Okay, so those are the main issues there. So maybe this is an option. Then we'll be sleeping for 1 week, and then wake 1 week, and then sleep 1 week, and then wake 1 week. You have really good electrical nutrition, and then stimulating, and then with ultraviolet lights here, like the babies in the hospitals, in the hospitals. But we will not put them like cameras, because the hospitals they like, the ultraviolet light are like, So we learn with the biology stuff that we need cycles. Life is around cycles, light, darkness, light, darkness. That makes you grow. Okay? So we need cycles here as well. The analog emissions. Analog emissions has a lot of research there. Health and safety countermeasures, of course. And there's a lot of psychology and human factors happening. We are the guinea pigs, we're the rats, the white rats, and then the psychologists are like, oh, let's see what happens. An antisocial guy inside your team, okay, just to test you, how do you behave? So if I close the doors now, and then we have to say here, go here, the alpha will stand up sometime. Maybe they will be advised or something like that. Then, maybe we will have food. There's food there. No more food. Okay, so that's the food. Okay, good. I would say how much? No more space, and then they don't give you money, you cannot use it. So I would say, I want your food. Like, it's mine. Okay? So if I'm fair, I will say, let's divide it to everyone. Okay? And then tomorrow, somebody will say, like, you look kind of tasty. So that will happen. Then you're gonna begin losing your money. disease. And we will not have communication with them. We are so dependent. Imagine flying on an airplane, fly to Europe, and then you run out of battery. Oh, you're gonna die. Okay? We're not used to that anymore. Okay? So you will have to go to the primitive way of human communication and talk to the guy next to you. Alright, so what's your name? We used to talk like that. Then you just go sit down, you don't need to around and anybody else who's already or they're you get impressed with their publication, depends with brainstorm, you don't have 100 likes. They're like, dude, what's happening with my fans? There's something wrong. You're impressed. That's amazing. You know, career guy, go there, study, work, do whatever you want to do. Stuff. If you're going to one of these missions, you will need to be used not to use these things. Okay? Lack of communications. We study a lot of submarine crews, air crews, cruising deserts, like in the Arctic, also in the Arctic, in the polar sites, and don't want to read everything from the Spaniards, the Dutch, the English people. How do they travel along the ocean, and how do they manage the goals? Okay, so if somebody is sick, and he may get more people sick. It's option one, shark food. Option two, put them into a hold. Then with a long rope, with some food and water, and then wait until he heals. Okay? Because he will contaminate your fluids. If the tide is really high during the night, oops. I hope that tomorrow we will find a good boat, okay? If somebody is a thief, or if somebody is behaving really bad, they you have a proposal for that? A little jail in the ship? Or the other option, what's the other option? Then, yeah, so there's a lot of things happening. And then you're the captain, you're the one that has to stay with the command. Okay? So there's designated command, and there's people that will board be a leader in the command. So we need the captain of the ship to be the leader as well, to train them as a leader. We used to have leaders that impose their law by fear. That's not a good leader. Okay? You're a good leader, you work with the team and you will allow them to raise the hand, and say like, we call it the bullshit flag. Okay, so if you say something that is wrong, someone say really respectful. Okay, so what we're doing in aviation and in surgery rooms, we ask to our team to tell us if we're doing something wrong, but with a code. Sometimes we spend in aircraft accidents with the issues. We have seen a lot of factors that the first officer realized that something was going wrong. But we was trying to find the best way to tell this captain, this older man, he has a higher rank than him. How to tell him without offending him that they were going to crash. Well, they crashed. All of them were because of that. So I always say like, okay, the word today would be cow. Okay, so when they say cow, I know that they are doing that in the best way able to not hurt my feelings. And then they will say, we're going low enough. We're a team, we're doing this, we're in the same ship. We're not going to crash against a rock or something like that. Okay? So that's coming from this. And do whatever you want to do and you like to do at the final moment. We're training for that. Resilience, mental resilience, that's really important. And when your family member dies and you're in the middle of nowhere, somebody's going to tell you, okay, or when you die, your family's back. When we grieve, we need something better to pass away the grieving very fast. They will not have a box. That would be a factor. So one day, one of the doctors from the Apollo Europe, in the aerospace medicine, he told me, what will you do with the body? And I was like, well, we make a service funeral there in the ship, then go into space, eat the sharks, whatever you want. He was like, he was getting freaked out. He was like, really? You're not gonna give giving the family anything? And I was like, no, that's fine. We cannot keep the body there forever. You know, maybe we will have a big oven where we can incinerate them. But imagine the size of the oven. So you have to think about psychology stuff when we develop all of these things. And of course, how do somebody get sick? If we're 6 in the ship, one gets sick or tired or depressed. The other 5 will have to work his part. Okay? I will get angry. Because in space, every minute is really expensive. So we want them to be working time. They have one day off, and it's the most expensive day off in the human beings. Okay? So that day off is like, we need it. We need a day off just to refresh our body. Okay? So imagine that somebody's sick. You will have to do this work. And you will be angry with him. And then if he's depressed or if he's lazy, you will have to do this work. And you will get more angry. And one day you will say, like, okay, option 1 is to keep out quick shape. Option 2 is that's the option. Okay. It's not an option, okay? Well, there's in the desert of Utah, there's one of the stations and DRS. We'll have a team, full Mexican team, going in December there. When we have been there, we have been playing there to make a search and rescue missions using drones as well. We play with the drones. Imagine Mars. We don't have a GPS. So we will not have a GPS locator under our skin. We will not have one because there's no GPS net on Mars. So we'll go to the navigation devices that we used before navigation, the LoRaWAN. So we'll have maybe 3 to 4 air stations. Then by triangle, we'll find somebody. And then you will have a locator that makes a lot of noise. So the robots or the drones will anti, and then you will go to the rescue mission to rescue them. The thing in space, I mean, Mars, it will be like, you cannot go there and say, how are you? I'm loving your helmets. But maybe they will die. Okay, so you can just take them back to the habitat, pressurize the habitat, and then, take all the measures. Also, in these missions, this was the peanuts that followed the analog mission, where I was one of the analog astronauts in one of the backups, and then I was adopted the mission doctor for this. And it was not only about selecting people to get there, so I had to sign them up. So imagine that I tell you, these 6 guys are getting into the habitat. You're the doctor, certified that they are okay and they will not kill each other. Okay. So I had a psychologist in, so they go and say that, this guy is good, this guy is good, this guy is good, no, you have to make a choice. And then you have to test anyone out what's happening in the body. Because if you have, so we're Mexicans, so we're mostly exposed to hepatitis A. There's an outbreak now of hepatitis A. If you have that in your body and you're cooking, you have a little cut, you will contaminate it. Because if somebody eats that, they will have it. And I will not be responsible for that. So we needed to test it in order to do all that stuff. So there's, among other tests, we were 200 kilometers from them. It's really far. And something that there was somebody talked about the gap, the communications gap. Okay, so somebody had a little rash on the skin, and they sent us a message, and we had to program it for the time gap. So 15 minutes after that, we received a message like mission specialist number 1 has a rash, and I was like, really send me a photo, send me a picture, describe me where's the rash, how it's happening, if she has a fever or not, whatever happens, this will happen in the real mission. If there's not, there should be a doctor there. But if there's no doctor, they will send us a message of, he's bleeding really bad. Okay. Bleeding really bad for a trauma doctor? Or for somebody that hears God. Okay? So what's bleeding really bad? Okay? So you have to tell me, figure out how much blood is there and everything else. You have to train them there. That's another option to train. So this is a training the European Space Agency that we made for that. They make simulations before the real mission. We train them in search and rescue, we train them in survival. What about something happens to them in the middle of nowhere and they have to survive for a couple of days? You know how to survive, okay? CPR, first aid. This was a habitat. It was in an old Air Force base in the middle of nowhere. Now, Cold War Air Force base. And I had a lot of fun there. So I told you, 30 countries, 100 people involved in this project. It was not easy to get everyone together. It was such a challenge. This robot was made by MEM Space. And we were testing it. It was autonomous and it was taking some samples from the soil. Food. The Polish army gave us food. And I was like, nice, so this is breakfast, lunch, dinner. No. This is the food for one day. 1,700 calories. And I was like, you like 2,000 back on. So we need protein bars and all that stuff. So we were these cookies. If you take a bite of those cookies, you will destroy your teeth. You need to put them into the tea to soften them and then eat it. It's your fiber. This is your fiber. But they were playing with us for psychedelic distillation. So we couldn't take any caffeine. So we were putting this in water on the tea. And this is how we cook. How we cook it. Cooks really fast. It has like some. It was like pork jelly. I call it chicharrón prensado because there's just a pork beef. If you need protein, Chinese cook rice are the best. I was not aware of that. I was like, oh, we have really nice grasshoppers with chili pepper. I might take some. When I arrived there, this is your protein. I was like, okay. Can I cook them? No, you have to. Okay. Only the males, are the darkest ones. If you get females, you may end with farm. And they have these, how the roaches reproduce is by little cocoons. So the larva is already there. You eat the females and you shoot them really good. You can be feeling something slimy. And the males are more easy. Okay? So you can so this is an option for food. Okay? And they stand radiation, they stand stars, they stand fire, they can roaches. In the life of the human life in our disappear, roaches will be the kings. And this is a greenhouse. Okay, so with hydroponia, okay, we put the pots there. What's inside the pot is organic waste from everything and from everybody. Okay, so we mix that, put the seeds there, not really fancy plants, and then we use spirulina, and then we activate it and fertilize it with uric acid. Where that comes from our urine. Who has to cook that? The doctor. Okay? You're the one that knows how to play this stuff on the biologist. You have a biologist. The geologists and engineers go, I don't know how to play with that. You're the doctor, you know how to use all this kind of fancy stuff in the lab. So, okay, so separate the urine from the uric acid and then fertilize everything. And then, rinse everything. Then he has LED lights for cycles. So for the humans and aviation, we use a lot of that in aerospace. Sunlight is blue, it's not white. Okay, so if you want to mask like a red light, it's blue. And then it turns, if you want to go to dusk, then down, and then sunrise, and everything else, you have to make cycles. And they go really fast. By the end of the mission, so when we have like this stuff, you have to be there. The holographic technology or virtual reality also is a really good option for these missions. You may make a video with your beloved one. They're like, hey, you are here, these are your kids, they are running a lot, you watch that, and then they receive them, you watch them playing around you, and everything else. But it can be also your professor. You go to the deep mission, to the deep space mission, like they discovered like 6 to 7 planets, like Earth, like some year, maybe 2 years ago. And so they are really close to it. They're like 40 light years ago from there. And I was like, all right, if you take a ship that goes and travels at light speed, we will get there in 40 years. Not me, my siblings, we will get there. Who will train it? I'm a professor, but most of the times I'm a field guy. I prefer to be a field guy. We need professors there to train them, surgeons, engineers, geologists, physicists. We also have the financial people to go and tell us, again, your project is not you are spending a lot of energy in this, and it will not happen, and you will waste all the energy from the ship and the stupid things, and you have to manage with that, all the managers, all that things. So, making this up. This was the medics. This medical experiment there, and one of the doctors there, she was a psychiatrist in the program. She was playing us class all the time. Giving us, traps and everything else. Those mouse can do. What are you gonna do? Okay. So everything is a test. And we just, of course, about virtual reality. It's really amazing. When anyone here likes dives, anyone here dives? So when you're diving in the ocean and you're approaching to a big body there's something you feel that. If it's a sunk ship, or it's a big stone, or a big animal, there's aquaphobia. Okay, so you go there and you feel it, and you're like, it's a ship, it will not bite. You can approach to it, but you feel that. We were doing virtual reality in swimming pools, and they're simulating that you're diving. You really feel that. And then you approach to a big whale. You're like, oh God, and you try to not freak out, but you're like, I'm in virtual reality, I will not freak out, so you want to be laughing about it. But that happens a lot, okay? We will use it for training surgery. Everything that you need can train it for. So there is another option for business, okay? Training virtual reality. In the past, in the medical school, they used to open human bodies. Lately, some of them, they were already Jordan, so sometimes we're like, cannot figure out what's this. With virtual reality is a really good option to go inside of the training any procedure. Medical tools, whatever you want 3D printed. We're playing a lot of 3D printing there. Let's give you the notes. And this is suborbital space flights. Why do we want to do this? We want to search, or we want to do the research in non-pollutant clouds. Non-pollutant clouds are being formed in the upper mesosphere because of their methane, it's methane and carbon dioxide crystals. Okay, so that's a predictor for global warming. So if we have a lot of methane up there, that is telling us that in the future there will be more warming here and there. So that's a really good predictor. But we haven't been researching that. We need more research about not to lose some clouds. The only way to get there is in suborbital waves. Okay? So we're being trained for that. And this is another thing. I have seen these in aviation. Sometimes we're flying and we see weird stuff. And of course, my hope is that most of it has a scientific explanation. And around really powerful storms like hurricanes, like the Amazonian storms, or like the tornado storms during the night, we have this kind of lines. And that's the transmission of electrons between clouds and between the upper atmosphere. And it used to be called witches, okay? So now it's surprise. Okay, so now we know that it's going there. It's not a spiritual field, somewhere else. Okay, but it's being studied also from the International Space Station. They're tracking all the strikes, and when there's a hurricane, they use long tracking, or among the African in Africa, there are also really powerful storms in some areas. When the space station passes there, they have to go and search for these strikes. This is the final frontier suit. It's a real suit. Okay, so it goes up to 4 times the atmospheric pressure in there. When we were training, we only use 2 times the atmospheric pressure because we don't. It's like when you're diving, the ocean, when you get up really fast, your nitrogen will bubble from the okay. So we don't want that to happen here. So we play a lot of pressures. Okay, and there's a lot of technology involved in this. A lot of technology, and also because you're in a suit, there's a pump that takes oxygen into your suit. Okay, if you don't have that, you will have that oxygen really fast. You are in a plastic bag. Okay, you're in a plastic bag, so you will die really fast. And if someone has, when they train us in hypoxia, you don't realize that you're in hypoxia. And when you realize it, it's too far. It's too far away. Okay, so we have to be trained in this chamber, and also they have fancy flat simulators inside, and then you have to traffic controller on the outside. They are like, okay, now 20 degrees to your right, 50%, that's big, right? And then when you became positive, you do whatever. Okay, so that happens also to all pilots. Last one, we have to learn how to work with clocks. We have been learning a lot how to work with computers. They give us a really bad time sometimes. If they know that you're in a hurry, that's how they will make an update. So when they will craft it, we make a glitch. We fly airplanes with computers. Sometimes the computers will glitch in the worst moment. That's happening. But we will have to learn how to work with artificial intelligence. Also, of course, data-based computation in process. Because the most important one is a good, okay? Yeah. Anyone that has me to shoot a certain on platform is best friend. Okay. If we're going to have animals there, we need veterinarians. We need somebody to tell these educators, doctors, astronomers, whatever we need. There's a very long list. This is just the beginning of the list. Okay. So, as you see, every time that we solve a problem to get to another planet or to get to space, we're solving something in there. You know, now we can grow food from our own waste. So what about in the desert areas? What about in marginal areas? In these social marginated areas? We're going to show them how to live. Okay? Everything that we use has space technology. Everything that we use in medicine, if I pull all the space technology from the hospitals, I will just get like the bricks, let's say. Okay, so there's a lot of that. Have you seen Elon Musk? Yes. Okay. So this guy says like, if we give them the money now, we'll get the money now. Okay. If we give them the money. Or you say that you're gonna wait until you really need to get from on the planet, and then I will charge you 4 times. Need that. Last time that I saw was presenting, he said, I'm really still disappointed because we still have the power of how committed lemons. Remember, when you push something, you accelerate and you have to decide to speed. You have to push more. Stop. So 100 years of humans, Mars, we are able to get there. So this is Judy, the guy in Stony. You're on the moon, and we're having the moon career. Now we're having the Mars one. Okay. So this is Judy, the guy who's working at the ASUCQ sensors that you're on the moon. It was in the London Science Museum. And the most amazing thing that was in the back of this, like earliest crowd would remind you what company so I hope like getting to years on stuff that's continuing like your limit is the only thing that you have in your mind. Nobody can be the only. So just don't do it. So that's you have the power to do that. Okay. So thank you very much.
you have your certificate, you have the informative and then the day. You will definitely invite another one next. We will now proceed to the presentation of the awards of the winner of the competition for the business area of the overall competition that they hosted. Then what we're going to do is we're going to ask the judges, they're going to present each one of them is going to present one of the cases. So if I can just have you in front, and then I'll have the teams start approaching, and I will announce from the third to the first.
Ale, Giuseppe, ¿puedes prender la luz? Ale, no me hace caso. Tiene un zapato. Y que le apriete escape. Ese sí. Ah, ya prende la luz. Escape. Ah, no sé, ¿o qué quieren? Ah, qué mal.
Very well. I got the judges ready. I got the results certified by the accountants and everything. We have the judges. I'm missing one of. Yeah, but we need to know. So the second, we have only the third, second, and first place. Okay. The second runner-up, in other words, the third place, goes to Team 39 from Universidad del Valle de Puebla. Thank you. The second runner-up is Team Cuba from the partnership.
Axel,
Foto.
una acá. Una acá rápido, por favor. Gracias.
And the winners of this area, of course, please come, synopsis. Gracias. Photo, please. Thank you to the three teams. You did excellent work. But we have to have a winner. One more.
Una acá, por favor. Muchas gracias.
So we also want to recognize the judges for participating.
For everybody, the job of a judge is not easy. You have to plow through the quality of the work. So on behalf of the university, on behalf of the MEM, I'd like to present a little bit of a recognition to the judges.
So I would like to give recognition to Dr. Carlos Alicu for this. Dr. Israel Garcia Ruiz. And licenciado Fermín Romero Vázquez. On behalf of the Mexican Space Agency to Dr. Susan Swan for her collaboration.
¿Y la foto del dedito? ¿Qué? ¿Y la foto del dedito? Ay, sí, sí, ahorita.
¿Y uno apuntando hacia el espacio?
With the wolves out.
Everyone.
With wolves out.
Yeah.
No, es con el índice nada más. No, no, no. Bueno, bueno.
So we point to the space because we want to.
The wolves out. Thank you for participating in our event. You are invited to the lunch. Okay. Here in our cafeteria, and then actually we give you a tour. I have to run to the